Okay guys, so if any of your accessories need spray painting, that's the thing you need to do first to make sure it dries in time. Wear old clothes and do it outside. I'm just doing mine on a dirty palette. While that dries, I'm going to secure my bald cap to my styrofoam head. Now I've already tried on the bald cap and put a white dot where I want my feathers to start. Taking this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, I'm just setting a base for the cream white I'm going to put on top. And then I'm going to powder that with a white or translucent powder. This is just so I don't have to worry about coloring in between the feathers once I glue them on. Now taking this molding putty and a variety of beautiful feathers, I'm just creating a ball at the tip of each feather so that when I glue it to the bald cap, it has a better base to stick to, because the end of a feather is kind of awkward to glue onto a bald cap, so this will just help with that. I hot glue gunned each feather and then stuck pins behind them so that I didn't have to hold each feather while it was drying. I tried a couple different glues, but a hot glue gun worked the best for me, but definitely test it out on your bald cap and make sure it won't melt it before you actually try it. Now I'm just adding different shapes and sizes of feathers to get this cool mohawk hair feel. I also added some of the spray painted pieces we did earlier. I would use more feathers next time, but I'm still quite happy with how it turned out. Like slay, queen slay. The next thing we need to fabricate is the beak, and all I did was type in like beak outline into Google and found this shape that worked for me. And I'm just sketching it out on a piece of black foam because I know foam is lightweight and black is the color I want, so it'll work perfect. I made the bottom beak slightly smaller than the top beak just because I personally thought it looked better, but you know, do whatever you want. And don't forget to fold it in half just so that it has that nice curve to it, and it helps make it look more realistic. The next thing I did was recruited my mother and had her sew the corners of the mouth for me. I probably could have done it. This is just an easy way to hold the beak together. I pre-covered my eyebrows just to save time. Now I'm just taking some spirit gum and securing down my bald cap. If you don't have spirit gum, you can use Pros-Aid or wig tape, anything that you have handy, basically. I use multiple sponges to complete this look. I use some beauty blenders, I use a texture sponge, and I use a press sponge. The first thing I'm going to do is go in with some cream white on a beauty blender and just go over my bald cap because it is a different tone than my natural skin color, so I really need to make sure that I use a very pigmented white on it or it won't cover it as well. And of course, honey, you gotta set that cream white or it will frigging transfer everywhere and you will hate your life. Along with multiple sponges, I do use multiple face paints. I use a white, a black, a red, and a yellow to complete this look. The first thing we're going to do is go in with the white face paint all over and get it as even as possible because this is the base color to this look. Then just to make the look slightly more pigmented and match the bald cap a little bit better, I go back in with the cream white and go over my face a bit just to make sure that it all matches and is somewhat even. I use 3 brushes dominantly for face painting. One is the big body brush, and then the small detail brush, and then the medium brush. Right now I'm using the medium brush and flicking it outwards to create this feathered effect. And obviously I'm using the red body paint. And then I just go back in mixing the red with black to get darker and darker shades of red, so you get a very layered looking feathered effect. I continue this feathered flicking effect with multiple different colors, and I'm kind of following a face chart that I drew up a couple nights prior just so that I had an idea to go off of. Now I'm going to take this braille looking stencil and with my beauty blender dab on the black pattern on the sides of my face. I think this adds like a little bit more dimension and texture with it when you mix different like effects. Like we have the feather effect and now we have this like spotted dot effect. Now I'm going to take a black eyeshadow and just roughly smoke out my outer bottom eye area. I think this just makes it look a bit more couture and extravagant, and I think it more artsy. And then I add yellow to the inner tear duct and some lashes, girl. And now I'm going to take this NYX Jumbo eye pencil and just line my waterline with it. Nothing too crazy. And then these gems I've just kind of randomly placed again on the outer lower half of my eye just to give it a bit of pop. Now I'm going in and doing the neck piece. I thought it needed some feathers, and I'm basically doing the exact same technique I did on my forehead, but now just on my neck. Now I'm going in with a beauty blender and making these dark spots like on my shoulders and my elbows. I don't know why, but it would just seem like that would be rough skin on this bird, and that's kind of what I'm going for, because then I go in with more black and add spots, and then I go in with that texture sponge and even grunge it out a bit more. I just feel like these spots on this bird would be kind of like harder skin because they're kind of like her legs, kind of. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, you know how your knees and your elbows are like rougher skin? It's kind of what I was going for here. And I think it looks really cool to have the different patterns working together on this look. Now I'm going in and just adding some light detail to the beak so it just isn't so flat on camera. But that's totally up to you. You don't need to do this step at all if you don't want to. And then I'm just going to take some spirit gum and heavily apply that to the beak and attach that to my face. If you don't have spirit gum, you can always punch holes in the side of your beak and attach it with string. That is definitely an alternative. Then I just popped in some contacts, added some nails, painted my hand black, and called it a day, basically. I'm super happy with how this turned out. It was basically exactly how I envisioned it, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. Honey, when your feather mohawk isn't on fleek though, fix it, fix it, fix it. Please follow me on my social media. On Twitter, it's at KSBELLANGER, and on Instagram, Google+, and Tumblr, it's xoxo pretty bitches, and on Facebook, it's www.facebook.com/TinkTheMadScientist. Thanks for watching.